my version of my Grandma Mary's Tepong pork. It's tender and juicy, and it's braised with cloves and star anise to give it a dark sweetness that's intensely good. To start, I'm seasoning a pork shoulder on all sides, and I'll get a layer of oil heating up in my Dutch oven. And I want to sear the pork shoulder first, which will help it get that crust and lock in the juices. I'm putting the fat side down first so that I can sear it when the pan is the hottest, and all that pork fat will help flavor the rest of the pork. All right, I'm gonna quarter up some onions as this sears. These will add a subtle sweetness. Next, I'll grab some garlic and ginger, and I'll give them a little smash, help them incorporate. And then I'm gonna peel a knob of ginger just by using the edge of a spoon to scrape off the skin. Ginger will add a nice zinginess. Let me check on my pork. It's smelling so good in here. This is ready to flip. I'll let it sear on the other side while I grab my spices. I've got star anise and cloves. Star anise adds a little licorice flavor, and cloves are so dark and warm. These are gonna add amazing depth of flavor to the Tepong. Okay, speaking of which, I'm gonna get the pork out of the pan. It's sounding good. I'll let this set aside while I cook up my onions and other veggies. I'll also throw in my garlic cloves. And then I'll use a fine zester to grate in my fresh ginger. Next, I'll add my cloves and star anise. I want to be careful not to eat these at the end, but they have such amazing flavor in their full form. I'm gonna add a little handful of each. These will get strained out at the end. Next, I'll add 3 tablespoons of dark brown sugar for some sweetness. I'll stir these around and let the sugar melt. It's smelling so good in here already. Now I'm gonna grab my liquids. I'm gonna add a cup of soy sauce, which will add great saltiness and flavor. I'll also add a cup of sherry vinegar, which will add that vinegary acidity. It also adds some great caramel flavor. Now I'll add the pork back in. I want it to be fat side up this time because when it braises, the fat will kind of fall down into the meat and make it extra juicy. Now I'll cover it with water and let it come to a simmer. I'm smelling those dark spices. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna let this braise at 325 for 3.5 to 4 hours until it's tender. Want to help me finish it?
Yes.
Lutan are the hard-boiled eggs that we're gonna put into the juices of the pork, and they're gonna soak up all of that flavor. So you wanna cut these all around? Yes. Yep. Gently lower the eggs in.
There we go.
And then we're gonna reduce all of these juices to make a sauce. So my dad is making little slits all over the hard-boiled eggs so that the juices can get all up
into the yolk.
Into the yolk. All right, let me put this back on the stove. We're gonna let the juices reduce just for about 5 minutes. While these cook, I'll slice the pork and maybe we can sneak a taste. I'm slicing this against the grain into big, thick slices. How are the eggs doing?
They're doing great.
Do you want to spoon them on next to the pork?
Yes. These are really good looking Lutan. Look at that, this looks amazing.
Cool. I want to taste it.
Do.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Can I get the ladle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this.
Yeah, ladle some of the juices all over.
Oh my
More
God.
flavor.
Perfect.